Reuben Birin Special School for the Hearing Impaired is opening its doors to its grade 7 and 12 learners today after not being able to open last week due to the school not receiving sufficient PPEs. Now, the school used its own funds to fumigate the school, and teachers used their own PPEs to get the school classes ready to comply with the regulations. The school is also faced with an infrastructure backlog with classroom shortages after the school was set alight last year in August. Let's get the very latest now and bring in Lerato Fekisi, who's covering this story for us. Lerato, a very good morning to you. Talk to us about how, I guess, the school had to defund the fumigation of that school, as well as the teachers using their own PPEs.
Very good morning to you, Blaine. Well, we arrived at the school this morning expecting to see grade 7s and grade 12s trickle into the school after the school was not able to open last week due to certain issues such as inadequate PPEs for pupils, non-support staff and teaching staff. But when we arrived this morning, it seems like there are no pupils, so no such luck. The principal and the SGBs and the parents took a decision to rather open the school on Wednesday because the parents feel that they are not yet assured or sure that they are able to take their pupils to school. They have a bit of anxiety, saying that most of their children have got chronic illnesses, and at a time where the pandemic is so high and numbers are scoring high, particularly here on the Nelson Mandela Metro, the parents were saying, can they just be given at least 2 more days to prepare themselves and also to prepare the pupils ahead of the opening of schools on Wednesday. Another issue that's also of a concern for the parents and the teachers and the principal of the school is the issue of infrastructure. The structure you see behind me, Blaine, is a part of the school that actually burnt down last year in August. The vandalists burnt down the school. Not only that, they took the photostat machine, they broke internet cables, and up until now, nothing has been done to fix this issue. So the principal has been pleading with the department that amidst a pandemic where social distancing is so important, could this area be fixed, because every bit part of the school is going to make a difference in making sure that the pupils are safe and teaching happens in a safe environment. Let's speak to the principal right now. Principal, the school was supposed to open last week. It didn't open. And also this week, you decided not to open the school because of anxiety felt by parents at this time.
Yes, as a school, we're supposed to open last week, but we have taken that week as a preparatory week. We're supposed to open today because today we were ready in terms of our preparation of the classes. We're observing the social distancing. We have marks in our classrooms so that we make sure that when learners arrive, we make sure that teaching and learning happens. But due to a request from on the side of parents, they say at least they want their children to arrive at school on Wednesday. So on Wednesday we'll be able now to take the parents and SGB and everybody else on orientation. We have already started orientation in terms of the non-teaching staff and the teaching staff because they arrived last week. So on Wednesday we'll be taking that program of making sure that we give them some workshops. We organize in terms of social workers. Our NGOs do have social workers. We do have a social worker from the side of the department who will be able to make sure that they are making a brief workshop in terms of COVID-19 for them.
Mr. Blow, this area not only supports pupils from the NMB Metro, but also pupils outside. So scholar transport is a critical factor to making sure that academic activity happens. You told me earlier on that in terms of scholar transport, you provide the transport yourself, and the school also in terms of that is ready to accommodate the pupils.
Yes, as you can see in the morning that scholar transport is ready. We have sanitized our buses. We'll continue doing that till we reach an agreement with parents. Because for starters, we'll be hosting grade 7 and grade 12. In total, there are 20. And when we're looking on the issue of social distancing in terms of the hostel, we have cleaned our hostel and we have said, in order for us, because even those grade 12 and grade 7 are scattered, in order for us not to delay more time, we must utilize the hostel facility that we have. So in terms of transport and hostel, we are ready. The only thing, it was a request from parents that no, they want to start on Wednesday.
And then Principal Below, we also spoke about this area here to my right, which was burnt down last year and still not fixed. How important is it for you to have this area fixed by the department, especially at a time where social distancing is playing such a huge factor for academic activity at the school?
Currently, we do have classes or some temporary classes that we are using in terms of accommodating learners. But due to this COVID-19, it will become a big challenge now because those classes will not be enough in terms of the social distancing. But as I have said before, because before we close on the 18th of March, we were in talks in terms of identifying the fields with the department, our district, to make sure that where are we going to put our temporary classes. Because anyway, even before the issue of COVID-19, temporary classes were going to provide by the department. So it would be a blessing in disguise now if the temporary classes arrive now before we can host other grades, of which we'll be waiting for announcement of that.
Well, that was the principal of the school, Mzanele Bulo, just saying that in terms of readiness of the school, they are ready. They use scholar transport, which comes from the school itself, and they have already put everything in place to make sure that in terms of scholar transport, the pupils will be safe inside the scholar transport. But one thing that he says is a concern is the area that was burnt down last year, which still hasn't been fixed. He says before COVID-19, there were talks with the department to identify temporal structures and also identify land to perhaps build a new school. And he hopes that that blessing in disguise, like he says, will come true. But he says in terms of readiness of the school is ready. The school has got social workers, NGOs who will orientate the pupils and the staff and create a conducive environment so the parents and teachers in the school environment are safe. But for now, let's go back to you in studio.
All right, Lerato and Natasha, thank you very much indeed for that report. We're going to take a quick break.